Welcome to Diverse Orange, our conversation about diversity here in Central Florida. My guest today is Alexis Dorman. Hello, Alexis.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, we appreciated your work at Fusion Fest with the whole fun and games area and your expertise in the Chinese yo-yo.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And my sister and I love to do Chinese yo-yo wherever we get the opportunity to do it. I think it's a great thing to teach kids about, Chinese culture and some things that students do over in Taiwan and China. So
And how did you get interested in this?
yeah, so my grandma's actually from Taiwan. So when I was 2.5 years old, I started taking Mandarin classes at the Chinese School of the CAFYIR, which stands for Chinese American Association of Central Florida. I took classes for a couple years, and then when I hit like mid to late middle school, I started with the Chinese yo-yo culture class. I learned how to do the Chinese yo-yo. I performed at events in the community, and then eventually I took on as the teacher for that culture class. And then when I graduated, my sister took on the teacher position, and she still is the teacher for that. So pretty cool full circle moment for us.
Sounds like you have been pretty immersed in Chinese culture while growing up here in Central Florida.
Yeah, definitely. My parents don't speak Chinese, so learning Mandarin at the Chinese school was really the only immersion that we had. But it was a great way to really build a strong foundation of knowledge of the Chinese language. And I'm hoping to be able to study Chinese in Taiwan one day, and hopefully, bridge some of the gap between what I learned in class and actual fluency when you use the language every single day.
Did you get to speak with your grandmother at all?
Yeah, I practiced with her. Same thing though, my granddad didn't speak Chinese, so we spoke a lot of English, and I actually got to go to Taiwan when I was going into 6th grade for 2 weeks, and that was probably the most proficient I've ever been in Chinese because I had the chance to really use the language. So yeah, I think that being able to go back would be a great opportunity.
And growing up in Orlando area, what did your friends think about your studying Chinese, or were all your friends of Chinese heritage?
Yeah, my friends thought it was really cool. I went to Orlando Science Schools, which is really diverse. There were people from all over the world. I was able to actually study Turkish when I was attending that school, 6th through 12th grade, which was really awesome. But it was great to be able to share that with some of my friends that I went to school with. And then they were also able to share some of their heritage with me, the languages that they learned, foods that they ate, and stuff like that.
So you speak English, Chinese, and Turkish?
I would say that it's definitely an elementary proficiency in Turkish. I haven't taken it since my sophomore year of high school, but it was like a really cool thing to learn. And I'm actually hoping to kind of get back into it and learn some more Turkish. I feel like it's a really beneficial language to know. Um, and
Why
yeah,
is that?
hmm?
Why is that? Turkish is
um,
not a common second language for Americans.
Yeah, it definitely is growing in popularity, and I want to go into international affairs or political science, something to do with international diplomacy. And I think that any language that you know even just a little bit of is a great way to connect with people from overseas. You don't have to be fluent in a language to show that you appreciate somebody else's culture, and I think that's why Turkish is so beneficial.
Yes. Well, your desire to go, you're in college now,
Yes,
but
yes.
you hope to go on to a career in international law. That fits in with, um, even before you were out of high school, you formed a nonprofit, Career Aid for Young Immigrants and Refugees. How did that come about?
Yeah, so I actually volunteered at a Christmas refugee breakfast, which was an amazing opportunity. I got to meet families from all over the world. I was able to talk with people, do activities and that sort of stuff. And I immediately looked do more stuff like that in the community, and quickly found that most organizations are either religious focused or working to provide basic necessities to immigrant and refugee families that recently relocate to the United States, not really focusing on the educational aspects that are also important when people are moving over to the United States. So I created CAFYIR as a way to provide specialized mentorship and educational opportunities to immigrant and refugee youth that they may not get in the classroom where there's a ton of other students, but is also extremely beneficial in a transition from one school system to an American school system, and really helps with, ensuring that students love learning and really, want to continue with their education through secondary school and beyond.
What would that look like? Talk us through how would you meet somebody? What would you do, etc.?
Yeah, so we started out by hosting workshops in elementary schools in Orange County. We probably worked with between 30 and 50 students that way. And then when COVID hit, we transitioned to an online platform. So we hosted a CAFYIR on the computer program where students were able to actually write their own stories, and we published those through Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon. And we're just now transitioning back to in-person workshops, and we're hosting those at the Orlando Public Library, where students are able to read stories and use skills that they learn in school in real life simulations. So that means coding robots and using microscopes and building things, and really taking what they learn in school and doing things that you would do in a future career so that you can better understand, the importance of the things that you're learning.
And you're doing this in English to speakers of other languages.
Yes, so we do the workshops in English, but we have over 25 volunteers, all of whom are from diverse backgrounds. We have students who speak Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, Turkish, that are there to help translate for anybody who might need that. We want to make sure that everything is as accommodating as possible, so we work hard to create an inclusive and welcoming environment for everybody.
And have you found that Orlando has been receptive to that?
Yeah, we've had a great turnout at all of our workshops, both in person and virtual. Students are super excited about learning. Community organizations have been super helpful in, ensuring that we're able to find students who could benefit from these programs. I've found, working with Orange County and Orange County Public Schools has been amazing, and families are really appreciative of the services that we're offering, and are willing to bring their students to the Orange County Public Libraries and sit with them while they complete activities, and that's really a great thing to see.
Do you do it at various branches or just at the downtown?
Yeah, so our first in-person workshop since COVID was actually this past Saturday, and we did that at the downtown library. But considering that it was pretty successful, we are looking to move into the branches just to make them a little bit more accessible for people who are living in some of the not super close to downtown. So yeah, we are looking to move to some of the different branches and host workshops there.
And what does Grandma think of all your activities?
Oh, she's really happy. And I know that she is also extremely happy that, my sister and I embrace our Taiwanese heritage and are super interested in the Chinese language. I'm actually minoring in Chinese at Florida State. So she was super excited about that. She comes to all of the events that we host, loves to support. She was at Fusion Fest teaching people how to play Mahjong in the fun and games booth, which was super cool and super supportive.
Wonderful. Has she gotten back to Taiwan often since she came?
She used to go back more. The last time she went back to Taiwan was the same trip that I took, and she was actually supposed to go back in 2020, but the flight got canceled because of COVID, and she hasn't really found the time to go back yet. But I am hoping that if I end up going to study for a semester or a year in Taiwan, she'll come along too, and she can act as somebody to help translate if I need it, and help me assimilate to the culture. a little bit better as well.
Sounds great. Well, Alexis, we appreciate all you're doing for our community. Thanks for being a go-getter, and thanks for talking to us today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. See you. Bye.